What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. We're back on the PTR again, looking at 10.1 and Elemental Shaman today. I haven't looked at the tier set bonus yet on the PTR for Ele Shaman. I think I did it on my stream, but I haven't quite done it in for you guys yet on YouTube. So we're going to look at this. I'm going to talk about the tier set bonus and the potential options that I think it's going to give us in terms of build diversity, because I think there's actually a lot going on here. This is a really cool tier set bonus that I think it's just generically good for any build that you want to do for Ele Shaman, which is great. It's got some flexibility that way. And in particular, of course, it synergizes with your other Stormkeeper talents that you can take on the tree. So let's take a look at that. Your 2-set bonus is very simple. You get Stormkeeper every 40 seconds. So actually kind of crazy. And I'll talk about what this means in a second, because there's some interesting implications. You can see I don't have Stormkeeper right now, but I'll talk about that in a second. 4-piece. For 8 seconds after you consume Stormkeeper, your Lightning Bolt, Lava Burst, Ice Fury, and Frost Shock generate double Maelstrom. Okay, 2 times. Your Chain Lightning, Lava Beam, and Earthquake deal 20% increased critical damage. Okay, so basically your AoE buttons do more damage, and all of your generators generate double Maelstrom, which of course allows you to get to your spenders again. The Stormkeeper part of this is very interesting, because you can see it's been 40 seconds and I don't have Stormkeeper yet, because it says gain Stormkeeper every 40 seconds. This does not proc until you get into combat. Okay, so it's very interesting to understand that, and we're going to talk about the Stormkeeper stuff right now. What's interesting is initially when we got this set like a week ago or a couple weeks ago, I was looking at it and it looked like the Stormkeeper that you would normally cast on like before pull, it would get overridden by the Stormkeeper that would then proc from your tier set bonus, because as soon as you enter combat, your Stormkeeper will proc. Now, they have fixed that, I think, since that a week ago now, and basically, even if you cast Stormkeeper before the pull, you're still going to get your second Stormkeeper from your tier set bonus. That's going to kick in after you've consumed the first Stormkeeper. So watch this. We're going to go Stormkeeper. I'm going to get into combat here. We'll use our Chain Lightning into Earthquake. Chain Lightning into Earthquake. Now watch my Chain Lightning. It lights up again. So I have Stormkeeper again. This is the tier set bonus, okay? Stormkeeper, or Chain Lightning, and then Earthquake, Chain Lightning, Earthquake, and then here you go. So then now I don't have anything. I'm down for now. But that was a really good quality of life thing. So even if you pre-cast Stormkeeper before the pull in Mythic Plus, which every Ele Shaman does basically, you're still going to get the tier set value afterwards. It'll kick in afterwards, okay? So don't ever worry about overriding your Stormkeeper with your from your tier set with your own Stormkeeper. That will never happen, okay? That's the first important part to get out of the way. What is really interesting about this tier set is that it is all about Stormkeeper. It's all about getting Stormkeeper up, consuming it, and then having that buff rolling for 8 seconds. Now, of course, you can run double Stormkeeper on your talent tree, and then have a third one from your tier set bonus, and you can sort of space out your buffs so that you have this 8-second 4-set bonus rolling as much as possible. So you have double Maelstrom generation and then extra crit damage on your AoE, your Earthquake, and your Chain Lightning, and your Lava Beam. So I think that potentially one of the best builds that you could run for this would be a pure Lightning build that has double Stormkeeper, and I've just called it the 3x Stormkeeper build. So something maybe like this, where I actually hate taking Echoes of the Great Sundering, but you could definitely get an Echoes of the Great Sundering build going here. It's definitely something that might work and could potentially do tons of damage for you. So now I have 2 charges of Stormkeeper, and I'm going to get Stormkeeper from my tier set bonus. So let me just show you the damage on this really quickly. Remember, I'm only 417. I do have the interesting Idol of Domineering Arrogance trinket as well, and I do think with this build, you could potentially have your Stormkeeper come off cooldown as much as possible, or just build up stacks of this thing, and then when you summon your Storm Elemental, you will get a crazy intellect window there. So that's what we're going to kind of go with for now, but I'll show you what the damage of this does, and I'll show you trying to space out the Stormkeeper casts so that you get the buff rolling as much as possible. That's what we're going to try and do here. Okay, so let's just start out with Stormkeeper on pull. into our Storm Elemental. Okay, and then we're going to go Chain Lightning into Earthquake, Chain Lightning. Actually, we'll do our Ele Blast. We'll make sure we press our extraction button. I've got Stormkeeper again from the tier set bonus. There we go. We're going to cast it. Make sure we don't overcap too hard on Maelstrom here. Chain Lightning. We're going to go Ele Blast again to do Echoes of the Great Sundering. Now I got my regular Stormkeeper. That's my second one of it, of course, second charge. And then we're going to go here again, and we'll go into a Ele Blast to try and keep doing Echoes of the Great Sundering. We're hovering about 204k. My Storm Ele's down now. Again, I hate doing the Echoes of the Great Sundering rotation, but I'm going to keep trying to do it just to show you guys what's going on here. Every time we cast a lightning spell, we are reducing the cooldown of our other lightning spells. So our Stormkeeper's back. Now, this is tier set Stormkeeper just procced into an Ele Blast, into an Earthquake. Okay, now my regular Stormkeeper's coming back. I'll do that. We're going to press it. We'll do Ele Blast again, Chain Lightning, Earthquake. So we're getting the combo going here. I'm not playing it super well, so the damage is a little bit lower than it might otherwise be. But now we're out of all Stormkeeper casts, but that's okay. It's going to come back here in a second. We're going to get tier set bonus Stormkeeper coming back. And in the meantime, we can cool down our actual regular Stormkeeper with our Chain Lightnings, right? Keep casting Chain Lightning, keep getting that CDR, which is super good. I think our regular Stormkeeper will come back here in just a second. One thing that isn't in the game right now is there's no way to track it. There's our Stormkeeper. It's up right now. We just used it. Okay, now we have... That was our tier set Stormkeeper, sorry. Now we're going to have our regular Stormkeeper. Okay, we're going to use that. And you can see how this kind of goes, right? You just basically you sort of juggle between your own Stormkeeper casts and the tier set bonus one. And all the while, you're reducing the cooldown on your Stormkeeper with your Chain Lightnings. And then we got... Our Lightning Ele just came back. Storm Ele just came back there. So the damage is not good because I was just trying to demonstrate for you guys how that works. So don't look at the damage so much. Just try to think about how the rotation might actually work. How is this going to affect your rotation? Essentially, this tier set bonus says if you're going to run this build, it says you will have Stormkeeper up for every single pack in Mythic Plus, no matter what. And that is really good because that means you're going to have the 8-second buff from the 4-piece. That'll be up every single pack. And you're going to have crazy amounts of Maelstrom generation. You're getting double Maelstrom generation from your Lightning Bolt, your Lava Burst, Ice Fury, Frost Shock. Those are giving you lots of extra Maelstrom generation. We weren't using those here because we were just using Chain Lightning. But, of course, we're getting the extra damage on Chain Lightning. So, basically, almost all of your single target generators are kind of buffed, including Frost Shock, which can be an AoE generator. I'll show you that in a second. And then your AoE spenders get extra damage. So... the main takeaway here for this build is that you could run double Stormkeeper, and you essentially have triple Stormkeeper with the tier set bonus, and you'll have it up for every single pack no matter what. You're never, ever going to have a situation where you are running out of those Stormkeepers because, again, you're also cooling everything down with the Flash of Lightning talent there. So let's switch over to an Icefury build. Let me show you this really quickly and how this kind of works. Here we only have one charge of, we have two charges of Stormkeeper once again, but we're kind of, we're going to flip into Icefury, and we're not going to do Echoes of the Great Sundering anymore. So we're going to have the Frost Shock debuffing our targets so that they take more damage from Chain Lightning from Electrified Shocks, okay? So we're going to kind of weave in those Frost Shocks and get them splashing. And remember, the tier set bonus does interact with Frost Shock, makes Frost Shock generate double Maelstrom, and that means... when we cast our Icefury, instead of generating 14 Maelstrom per Frost Shock, we're going to get 28 Maelstrom per Frost Shock. That's pretty insane, as well as the debuff. So here, once again, we would start with Stormkeeper, and then I'm going to go Icefury into my Storm Ele, okay? And then we're going to do the Frost Shock debuff. Yeah, I'll get my... and then we don't have to worry about Echoes of the Great Sundering at all, so we're just going to do tons of Earthquakes. Frost Shock. Remember... you're trying to Frost Shock every 5 seconds or so to really get to keep the bonus going, the bonus damage going. Here we go. There we go. Frost Shock again one last time, and then we'll Earthquake again. And then we're going to do our regular Stormkeeper. Our tier set bonus proc there. I'm not sure if you saw that, but it did. Our Icefury's back. Let's cast it so we can debuff the enemies with Frost Shock. Get another Earthquake down. The one thing about this build is you want to make sure you don't overcap Maelstrom. Really, really careful about that. Frost Shock, Chain Lightning doing lots of damage. And again, we don't have to worry about pressing Ele Blast, which is so nice. I really hate having to do that. But the Maelstrom generation from Frost Shock is really crazy. Okay, back to our regular Stormkeeper. Here we go. And again, remember, guys, this is only 5 targets. You would get way more damage out of this. Our Stormkeeper's back, by the way. You would get way more damage out of this on the more targets. Ele just scales with the number of targets that you're hitting really, really well. Okay, we've got our electrified shocks on the enemy again. Let's do lots of chain lightnings. Our regular Stormkeeper's coming back. It's about 27 seconds away. So we're going to get the tier set bonus proccing here soon. And we'll just wait for that to show up. Meanwhile, we're just doing lots of chain lightnings. You're going to need like a weak aura of some kind to tell you when the tier set bonus is proccing. Otherwise, you're really just not going to know, and that's going to be kind of frustrating. Here we go. Our tier set bonus should be coming really soon. Just missed my earthquake. Okay, we'll do our regular Stormkeeper here, and then our tier set bonus is going to show up afterwards, okay? So here we go. Earthquake, Earthquake, Frost Shock. Do the chain lightning, Earthquake, and you can see that's kind of how it works. You just bounce between it. The one other thing about this build is it's very mobile. The Frost Shocks can be cast on the move. Your Earthquake can be cast on the move. Your Stormkeeper Chain Lightning can be cast on the move. So lots of mobility here. And again, this is going to scale really well with the number of targets that you're hitting. You can see the Maelstrom generation's off the charts. It's crazy. And we would have got our Storm Ele back up there. So lots of Chain Lightning, overload damage, Earthquake, Chain Lightning, Frost Shock. In this build, I'm taking Mountains Will Fall. So again, we're getting the extra Earthquake overloading, which is really, really good. And you can see it actually did about 5% of our damage right there. So this is another option for you. Icefury does, on the Frost Shocks, of course, does go into the tier set bonus. It is helping you, the tier set bonus, with your Frost Shock stuff. So if you want to play this type of style with Electrified Shocks, you can also do that. The final build that I want to look at is the Ascendance Build. We got to wait till Stormkeeper comes off cooldown, of course. Do we have to wait for both of them? That's tragic. Okay, but I'll just talk about it for a second here. So the final build that I want to run is going to be a Fire Elemental build with Liquid Magma Totem. We're going to have Ascendance, and we're going to have 2-minute Ascendance with Oath of the Farseer and Further Beyond. And I'll show you that right in a second here. Really quickly before I switch over to the Fire build, I just want to say, too, you can, of course, run Lightning Rod with this build, and it's probably better, potentially. But I just wanted to try and highlight to you guys the fact that you can run double Stormkeeper here and have a triple, have the third one from your tier set bonus here, because the entire tier set bonus does revolve around getting a buff after you consume Stormkeeper. So I think it's probably likely that we're going to want to switch off of Lightning Rod into another Stormkeeper. Lightning Rod still does tons of damage, so that might not necessarily be the case, but just remember the entire tier set bonus kind of revolves around Stormkeeper. Now, here is the Fire build as promised. This is going to be that Further Beyond with a 2-minute Ascendance and only 1 charge of Stormkeeper. But, of course, we're going to get another charge of Stormkeeper from the tier set bonus. So, in this build, it's completely different. We're doing all fire stuff. Liquid Magma Totem. We're going to have our Fire Elemental going, and then we're going to keep Ascendance rolling for as long as we possibly can. One thing that's really cool about the tier set bonus, once again, it does benefit Lava Beam in particular. Your Chain Lightning, Lava Beam, and Earthquake damage goes up by 20% when it crits. So you might want to invest a little bit more in crit, but your Lava Beam will also get the benefit from the tier set bonus, which is really, really good. Here we go. So this is what this is going to look like. Again, we can Stormkeeper on pull, and we're going to get a second Stormkeeper right after, but that's okay. So we Stormkeeper into Fire Ele, Liquid Magma Totem, and then we're going to add our Primordial Wave and get our big haste window going. Okay, and then we'll go into Ascendance. And then we do big lava beams, and we're going super fast. We want to try and get as many lava. There's our Stormkeeper lava beam again from the tier set bonus. We have a huge haste window because of Primordial Wave. So thank God for that. And then it just kind of gets, we're off to 360k right out of the gates, guys. This is a crazy burst build. It probably has less consistent damage over time. When you're outside of your Ascendance window, it certainly will have less damage. We're going to add a, oh, I did a lightning bolt there. Primordial Wave, another big haste window. Let's go. Anytime we're using Earthquake, we are extending our Ascendance window right now. So you can see in the top right-hand corner where my buffs are, my Ascendance keeps getting extended. And this haste window from Primordial Wave really allows you to do that in a big way. Stormkeeper is back. Here we go. We're still in Ascendance, so we get to do Lava Beam Stormkeeper. Then we do our regular Stormkeeper. We get to do Lava Beam Stormkeeper again, which again, Lava Beam does extra damage each time it jumps. So we're getting way more damage out of this than we might otherwise normally get. We're still in Ascendance. We still haven't dropped Ascendance yet. This is how long this puppy goes for. Back to Primordial Wave window. Big haste window once again. We can keep triggering our Ascendance. Keep it going. Big lava beams. Look at how many I just cast 4 in a row there. And you can see our actual Ascendance cooldown is 40 seconds away. So we might not extend it all the way into our next Ascendance window, but it's going to be kind of close. There's Stormkeeper, once again from our tier set bonus, coming back. All my abilities are glowing. 6 seconds on Ascendance. We're almost going to get it all the way around the horn, guys. Now, in a real dungeon, of course, you're not going to be able to do a full, like, 2-minute Ascendance, but I just wanted to show you here that it is kind of something that's possible. Our Ascendance is falling off right now. There we go. We lost it. So there you go. We had 10 seconds left on our Ascendance. So we made it go for 1 minute and 50 seconds there, which is kind of cool. I just think it's a really fun, like, variation. And look at the damage here. Lava Beam Overload being huge, and Lava Beam itself, because we're able to cast it so many times. Remember, guys, again, if you don't know this, Lava Beam gains damage, 10% more damage each time it jumps. So on the last target that it's hitting, it's doing like 50% more damage, or 40% more damage, one of those two. But the damage was solid. The ability to sustain Ascendance is very good because you're getting the extra Stormkeepers for free. You're able to just get huge lava beams. And look at the lava beam overload. That's because of all the Stormkeepers that we had. One in our natural talent tree and one coming from the tier set bonus. So I think this build just got way more fun, in my opinion. It got way more fun with the tier set bonus. And getting the extra Stormkeeper proc really helps the fire build. It enables it to just cast more overloaded lava beams, which again do way more damage and will generate tons of maelstrom for you. So you can press a bunch of earthquakes, get as many down as you want to, and that will of course extend your Ascendance with Further Beyond and keep you in that window for as long as possible. Now, practically speaking, is this really good in Mythic Plus? Like, aren't the mobs just gonna die? Yes, they probably will, but there's something here that's kind of interesting. If you can get a big pull from your tank, or if your tank can chain pulls together, like on a non-bolstering week, if you can just chain pulls back to back to back, you can keep this buff going for a really long time and have a super long Ascendance window, which I think is really fun. It's a lot of fun to play, certainly. So those are the 3 kind of builds that I'm eyeing, guys. Here's my summary on the tier set bonus. I think that the flexibility of this tier set bonus is its #1 feature. It's really cool that you just get Stormkeeper. Stormkeeper works with any build that Elemental Shaman wants to play, and you basically want to maximize your uptime on Stormkeeper if you can, so that you can keep this buff going, this 8-second buff that you get after you consume Stormkeeper. That's going to be the big play. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think that you are going to be forced into taking 2 Stormkeepers now? Do you think there's a fire build that still works with just 1 Stormkeeper? Do you think you want to take Lightning Rod? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. That's Ele Shaman for now. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.